If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, if you want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Meek Mill invests in lids, and Megan Thee Stallion names her top 5 female rappers. Snoop Dogg trolls DaBaby, and Shaka Khan speaks Kanye West. Let's talk hip-hop. So this is fire, right? So Meek Mill invests in lids, right? Not only did he invest in lids, so now he's one of the co-owners, but he's also gonna come out with like his own line of custom like hats and caps under like the lids brand, right? And he's also gonna be a spokesperson for them, and he's also gonna be the creative director for them, which means he's probably gonna like give them advice on how to maybe advertise or how to get like more of the hip-hop community on board, right? And it's cool because like everybody shops at lids anyway, right? They have a store in Times Square. A lot of people in hip-hop wear hats. I mean, like, that's what we fucking do ever since LL Cool J started wearing the Kangos back in the day. I mean, like, hip-hop and hats are synonymous with each other, right? So this is kind of dope and also so fucking smart, right? So, all right, now Meek Mill, he's on his boss type shit, and you know he's got to be like learning from Jay-Z. Like, Hov has got to be teaching him something. Hov is like, yo, sit down, let me teach you something to invest, right? Because you ain't finna be rapping forever. And even if you do want to rap forever and everything, that's cool, but that's not where you're gonna get the bulk of your money from, right? So like somebody like Jay-Z, who is a newly, a new billionaire in hip-hop, basically the most of his money comes from Douce, right? Most of his money comes from a champagne, right? The second largest amount of his money comes from Ace of Spades, or actually it's the other way around. Most of his money comes from Ace of Spades. The second amount of his money, the largest sum, comes from Ace of Spades, right? I mean Douce. So that's really cool, right? And also Jay-Z, the least amount of his money comes from like his art collection, and the second, which is like a little punk ass $50 million. That's it. And then the second least amount of his money comes from his music, which is, you know, a little punk ass 75 million. Nothing too big, you know what I'm saying? So that's where Jay-Z's money like really comes from. So I guess Meek is kind of thinking in the same boat, right? And just like Jay-Z did it, where he invested in companies, he invested in liquor because, you know, that's what Jay-Z loves, and that's what he decided to invest in. Plus Jay-Z is smart. He also loves art and sports and other things like that too, right? And then, you know, Rick Ross invested in like Checkers and Riley's and Wingstop because, you know, Rick Ross likes food, right? So Meek Mill is learning from, you know, Rick Ross and Jay-Z, who have been mentoring him for years now, and he's like, you know what, let me invest in something I fucks with too, right? So he invests in lids, right? And then Meek Mill released a statement basically saying that, you know, he's been shopping at lids forever, so he didn't really have to think twice, and that, you know, hip-hop and hats go synonymous with each other, and that it just makes sense, and that he used to wear snapbacks and fitteds and all kind of stuff, which is dope, right? And I really haven't seen Meek Mill wear a hat in some years now, but I get what you're saying, and regardless if you fuck with hats or not, Meek Mill, the fact that you're investing in lids is a dope ass move, and that's how you really keep your money going forever, right? That's how you stay a millionaire. That's how you become a billionaire, by investing, you know what I'm saying? Nas is doing it, Hov is doing it, Rose is doing it. Why not Meek, right? Meek is at that level right now where this is his time, man, for him to like boss up and show niggas like, yo, I'm gonna be here forever. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Top 5 female MCs.
Okay,
according to
so
Megan Thee Stallion.
We got Lil' Kim, we got Missy, we got Eve, we got Foxy, and we got Megan Thee Stallion.
The beautiful, talented Meg Thee Stallion, right, is giving an interview, and that was just like a little clip, right, where she names her top 5 female MCs, right? So she goes Missy, she goes Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, and then of course herself, right? Top 5, right? So herself, if you want me to name the top 5, you know, bloggers on YouTube, or the top 5, you know, culture creators, number one is gonna be Johnny Fastlane. Fuck y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? So, alright, Meg Thee Stallion named herself in the top 5, that's cool, right? So then she names Foxy, Kim, Eve, and Missy Elliott, right? And this is cool, right? So this is kind of where she is getting her influences from. Missy is dope, Missy is creative, and a lot of people have Missy in their top 5 too. Even though Lil' Kim doesn't write her own rhymes, a lot of people have Lil' Kim in their top 5 too, because Lil' Kim is what kind of kicked off a different, like, I guess Lil' Kim kind of split it down the middle where, you know, female MCs, they were rapping, they were doing their thing, they were dope, they was, you know, hanging with the niggas, they was, you know, bodying niggas, battling. Rod Digger used to run around New York and New Jersey battling a lot of people, and that's cool. But when Lil' Kim came out, she kind of split it to where you've got your female MCs that are gonna rap, and you know, they respect the art form, and they care about hip hop, and they care about their lyrics. And then you have the female MCs who just kind of over sexualize their lyrics, and that's where Lil' Kim started, right? And Biggie is the result of that, because Biggie was writing everything for Lil' Kim, and Biggie didn't want to hear a female rapper on some gangsta ass shit keeping up with the niggas side by side. Biggie wanted a female rapper to be a little bit sexy and be a little bit raunchy and be a little bit teasing a little bit, and so he wrote what he wanted a female rapper to say, and Lil' Kim spit it. And but because Biggie did that though, and Lil' Kim, they both, Biggie and Lil' Kim together, kind of split it to where it then created a whole new lane for another type of female rapper, right? And so that's where Lil' Kim falls into place. And even though Lil' Kim wasn't writing her own rhymes, she did change the course of hip hop, especially for women MCs. And then you see what kind of rapper Meg Thee Stallion is, and you can understand why Meg Thee Stallion has Lil' Kim in her top 5 along with Missy Elliott. Foxy Brown, kind of the same thing, but Foxy Brown, when she came out, was a spitter, was an MC, was on that shit where she was like respecting lyrics. But after Lil' Kim said, no, I'm jumping in this lane, Foxy Brown said, oh, that's the money lane, let me get in that lane too, right? And then of course she named Eve, which is dope, right? I always liked Eve because Eve was like one of those female rappers that was spitting, and she did keep up with the niggas. They used to call her a pit bull in a skirt. Her and Dragon used to go back and forth on tracks, and it was just fire, you know what I'm saying? So all that was cool. I don't really know if Eve was writing her own rhymes. I think Dragon is probably writing some shit for her, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Don't give me the lion, right? But anyway, so alright, cool, that's Meg Thee Stallion's top 5, right? I ain't mad at it. Why? Who am I to say that, bitch, you better have Cardi B in your top 5, whatever the case may be, right? She didn't name Trina, which was kind of strange, but a lot of people on social media, well, not a lot of people, the barbs on social media are upset at Meg Thee Stallion because she didn't name Nicki Minaj, right? Here's what I gotta say about that, right? Why the fuck does Meg Thee Stallion have to name Nicki Minaj as her top 5? If Nicki Minaj is not Meg Thee Stallion's top 5, then why does she have to mention her name? So now, barbs, y'all are forcing Meg Thee Stallion to like Nicki Minaj? That's crazy, right? So that's on one side of things. On the other side of things, I do understand, know and realize that up until yesterday, when Meg Thee Stallion named her top 5, she's been giving Nicki Minaj her props, right? The other day, we were talking about pick a side, pick a side. Some people pick Cardi B's side, some people pick Nicki Minaj's side. It seemed like Meg Thee Stallion picked Nicki Minaj's side. Meg Thee Stallion also did shit on Cardi B, saying that Cardi B doesn't write her own rhymes. Meg Thee Stallion also did shit on the City Girl, saying that saying that Young Miami doesn't write her own rhymes, right? And then Meg Thee Stallion said, fuck those hoes, I do write my own rhymes, I take this pen game shit seriously. The only thing that I didn't write was the hook for Simon Says, which Juicy J wrote, right? So if Meg Thee Stallion said all that, then it seemed like she was down with Nicki Minaj, right? Also, Nicki Minaj was teasing Megatron, and you know, these conspiracy theorists thought that the Mega in Megatron stood for Meg Thee Stallion, and that they thought Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj was gonna do a song together, and Meg Thee Stallion's been showing Nicki Minaj so much love over the past year that people said it is quite feasible that Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion will work together. And then for Meg Thee Stallion to come out and not even name Nicki Minaj in her top 5 is mind-blowing to the barbs. And I see your perspective, but just because maybe Nicki Minaj is number 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, just because she didn't put her in the top 5 doesn't mean that she don't fuck with Nicki Minaj. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Alright, yo, so Haha Davis posted up that picture, right, of him and DaBaby, right? And this is funny, right, because don't they look like, seriously, like brothers? They almost look like twins, right? They're the same height, they're the same complexion, they have like the same nose, like ears, lips, no homo type shit. Like these niggas are like, they look like brothers for real, right? They look a little different. Like if DaBaby walked in here, I wouldn't think it was Haha Davis, but I do see the similarities between DaBaby and Haha Davis. I mean, it would take somebody like, come on, man, everybody sees it, right? So Snoop Dogg trolls them, right? And on the comments under this picture, Snoop Dogg is like, y'all got the same daddy, right? Which is funny because then a lot of people chimed in, like Sway Lee was like, hell yeah, Juicy J, like just a lot of people like laughing about it, right? But this is funny because DJ Vlad on Vlad TV, and this was like months ago, like probably last year even, 2018, where he did an interview with DaBaby, and then the very next day he did an interview with Haha Davis, and they both were like kind of even wore like something similar on the interview. But this shit is funny because even back then, I saw on DaBaby's page that he posted up a picture of Haha Davis, and he was like, my daddy got some explaining to do, right? And this is just funny because I mean, everybody has like a doppelganger, right? Everybody has a twin, right? And I'm sure like my twin is out there. If y'all find a nigga, then, you know, DM me the picture or his social media or whatever, right? But this is crazy because it just so happens that Haha Davis and DaBaby are twins, and they both are in the industry and they both know each other, which is fucking insane, right? Haha Davis is a funny ass comedian. DaBaby is a funny ass rapper, and he kind of reminds me of almost like a Ludacris because he doesn't really take himself too seriously, but he is dope, he is lyrical, and he is from the South, right? So I think that DaBaby is like really in that Ludacris lane, or that Redman lane, or that Old Dirty Bastard lane. And I think that DaBaby and Haha Davis should actually work together on a video or a skit or something. I think that shit would be funny as fuck. But anyway, so Nipsey Hussle actually was supposed to play Snoop Dogg in All Eyes on Me, in that Tupac movie that Snoop Dogg that came out like in 2017, and an interview with Benny Boom, he was talking about how the timing just didn't add up, and you know how, you know, Nipsey Hussle was always out there like doing a lot of stuff for his community and working on his music and things like that, and he didn't really have the time. But Benny Boom was saying that he really wanted Nipsey Hussle to play Snoop Dogg, not the other dude that ended up playing Snoop Dogg, which I think was like Elliot somebody or whatever. But anyway, that was cool. And Snoop Dogg, I mean, like Uncle Snoop is gonna troll a nigga on social media, and can't nobody get mad. Can't DaBaby be like, oh fuck Snoop Dogg, you know? Can't Haha Davis be like, Snoop Dogg, you better, you know what I'm saying? Because it's funny, and plus everybody loves Snoop. I mean, that's everybody's uncle. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so Shaka Khan was on Andy Cohen, right? And you know, Shaka Khan is a legend. She's like a soul singer. She's, I don't know, she's like everything, right? So anyway, she is, you know, they're just asking her like a bunch of questions about like how she feels about hip hop, how she feels about, I mean, she's been in the game for 50 years, right? So how do you feel about people sampling your music? Because a lot of times people will sample like old music and that person is not around anymore. They sample old Prince is dead. They sample old Michael Jackson, same shit, right? But Shaka Khan is still alive, right? So you could actually ask her. Shaka Khan also did that song called Through the Fire, right? Through the fire, da 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 da, right? So Kanye West is the one who actually sampled Through the Fire and made Through the Wire, right? Right after he got out his car accident, like 2004, when his mouth was wired shut, you know, through the wire, na 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 na. You know the song, right? So motherfucking Shaka Khan was like, yeah, Kanye West called me when he was in the hospital. He was saying that he had heard Through the Fire and it inspired him, and he told me he just got into a car accident and his mouth was wide shut, and he asked me if he could use the song, and I told him, yeah, just go ahead and use it, because he actually like called her and caught her like in a moment where she was just like feeling like really like, oh my God, all that happened to you? Yeah, please use my song, please use it, right? And so he uses it, and then she hears it, and she just thought that it was so stupid. Like, she wasn't feeling it at all, right? I guess she didn't like the sped up sample, right? But I guess Shaka Khan wasn't like a really big fan of Kanye West before he used the sample, because she would have known that Kanye West speeds up soul samples, and that's like one of his signature styles. So if he's gonna use your shit, he's probably gonna speed up your soul sample. You feel me? But anyway, she said after that, though, she didn't speak to Kanye West at all. Like, and that was 2004. It's 2019 right now, and this is 15 years later, and she still hasn't spoken to Kanye West. So they were basically asking her, Andy Cohen said, did you tell Kanye that you wasn't feeling the sample? And she was like, no, but I think that my silence for the last 15 years kind of let him know the way that I really feel, right? And then she was like, but I did get paid, though, for it, so hey, you know what I'm saying? And that was a number one hit record, right? So I'm sure that Shaka Khan probably bought a house or two off of Kanye West just sampling her shit. So whatever. And oh, by the way, Through the Fire is dope, okay? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot there's some bitch niggas in here.